Hi, my name is Dr. Emma. I'm a dermatology registrar working in London, and I'm the co-founder of the House of Medics. Today, I have titled this video Unapologetically Accomplished. And the reason I wanted to do a video titled that is because I'm starting a campaign because I know of way too many very accomplished, amazing young medics doing really, really well in their chosen field of endeavor, but actually feeling like maybe they don't belong or feeling like they're not going to be able to make it. And I just get so, not angry, but I get, a bit frustrated when I hear these things because I wonder why anyone should be feeling like that, once they're studying their chosen course. So as always, of course, I'm a doctor, so I do speak a lot about medicine because, of course, that's the course that I spent 6 years studying. But I do think that what I'm saying applies to anyone studying any healthcare subject or any subject that is academically challenging, to be honest, whether it's in the healthcare field or not. So what am I even talking about? I get messages, so DMs or via social media or people speaking to me face to face, and I hear a lot of people saying, and again, I'm focusing on medicine, but it can literally apply to any academically strenuous subject. But I get a lot of people coming up to me and they're saying, I don't think that I'm even going to be able to pass my exams, or I don't feel like I deserve to be here. Or, for example, students who have maybe just finished their finals and they're about to be doctors, they think, I feel like I shouldn't be here. I feel like an imposter. I think imposter syndrome has become a term that's very trendy in our generation, and I hate it so much with a passion. Not because I don't think it exists. I definitely acknowledge that it exists, but we need to stop allowing it to be so prevalent in the things that we do and in the things that we say. So you've worked really, really hard to get into medicine. You've worked really, really hard to get into nursing. You've worked really, really hard to get into pharmacy. Just slot yourself in whichever category you want to slot yourself in. Tell yourself, I've worked really, really hard to get where I want to be. So imagine in order to get into medicine, so I Googled it just before I sat down, the competition ratio for medicine is about 1 in 4. So about 20,000 people will apply to study medicine every year in the UK, and only 5,000 of them will actually get a place. So you've already really fought to get in, right? And those of you will know that in order to get into study medicine, you can't just say, I should get in because I have straight A's. It doesn't mean anything. You need to show that you have good people skills, leadership skills, team working skills. You need to show that you've got experience. You need to show that you're a well-rounded person. A lot of you that have applied for medicine, you probably play a musical instrument. You've probably done some sort of volunteering. You're probably head girl. These are the kinds of people that get into medicine. You have really placed yourself above in terms of academic accomplishments, and by no means am I saying that's the only way of measuring accomplishments in the world. I don't believe that for 1 second. But let's say if we talk about academic and other extracurricular accomplishments, you have already singled yourself out as a very able young person. Even if you're not a young person, you're a very able you're a very able human being in order to even present an application for medicine, and in order to even, complete that personal statement in that application form or to sit an interview. So you've done all of this amazing stuff, you get into medicine, and what happens is you meet a lot of other amazing people, but because of course, everyone that gets in, is really well accomplished, they've done lots, etc., etc. And then all of a sudden, you feel like, I don't think I can do this. And I'm speaking from personal experience, right? So first year of medical school, I've now gone in, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm not smart enough to be here. I think I'm not going to be able to complete. I just think, how am I going to be here for 6 years? How am I going to learn all this stuff? All of a sudden, you just feel so incapable and so insignificant because you're surrounded by hundreds of other people, and oftentimes you feel like you're the dumbest person in the room. You think everyone is smarter than you, everyone's doing better than you. This has to stop. And I'm starting my campaign from today. And I'll probably do some follow-on videos that speak about this kind of topic. But I don't know why medical school and competitive subjects, I'm sure people that study law or economics, those kinds of things have the same sort of problem. I don't know why we get into a space that we've worked really, really hard to be in, and then we start to shy away from it. We start to put ourselves down, and the worst part of all of that is that we do it to ourselves. There may be some external factors. We may have lecturers that look down on us. We may have colleagues who maybe are a bit overzealous and make us feel a certain way. But the vast majority is us doing it to ourselves, telling ourselves we're not good enough, telling ourselves that we're not capable, telling ourselves that we're not qualified. That has to stop. And I don't know if some of it is fake humility that we as British people have, or whatever it is, it's just got to go. So I get so many DMs saying like, how did you do it? I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. We all feel overwhelmed. Studying medicine is not easy. No one's ever going to be able to pretend to you and say that they had a really easy time. If they say that, they're lying. We all felt overwhelmed, and I understand that. But why does that manifest as us feeling like we're incapable? Why do we put ourselves down? I'm so passionate about coming against that, because what happens is we keep telling ourselves these things. We say, it's difficult, it's hard, we can't do it, blah, blah, blah. And often that attitude carries itself all the way through medical school until we become doctors. And then we're still telling ourselves, I can't do it. And then people don't go for the specialty they want to go for. Maybe you want to do a competitive specialty, but you convince yourself not to do that, to settle for something else. It's just not a way to live at all. And something I always tell myself is that I know that if left to me, my mind is going to play me 10 million times a day. I don't trust myself in terms of my brain. And I think that's one problem as well. Like, we listen to our minds way too much. So your mind will tell you, you can't do that. Your mind is going to say to you, you're not intelligent enough. Who said? Why are you listening to your mind? Your mind, don't trust it. Don't trust it. Your mind is going to tell you 10 million times a day that you're not smart enough. Everyone else is smarter than you. Your mind is going to tell you you're going to fail. You can't complete this course. It's lying. You're lying to yourself. And people say to me like, oh, Dr. Emma, you're so confident, or how come you're always so calm? Because I've learnt that if I trust this thing in my head, if I listen to myself all the time, I'm not going to get anywhere. So what I've done is now I've trained myself so that when these negative thoughts pop up in my mind, I have a whole bank of sayings and a whole bank of quotes that I've learned from people that I look up to, from my mentors. My mentor is not a doctor, by the way, but he speaks life to me all the time. And I understand that when these thoughts come up against me, these negative thoughts that try to put me down, I've now got a bank of positive things that I've got to rebuttal that. So this side of my mind will tell me, there's no way you're going to pass this exam, you're going to fail. I'm going to be like, nope, that's not true. I know that I can do it. I've done it before. And that's the thing as well. A lot of you, when you were getting into medical school, you've done GCSEs, you've done A-levels, you've done your BMAT, you've done your UCAT, and you probably felt at all those stages that maybe you weren't going to be able to do it. It's really difficult, but you did it all those times. Again, you get to medical school, you pass first year, you pass second year, third, fourth, fifth. Why do you not think you're going to pass finals? You've been doing it. So why don't you just trust yourself? Why don't you give yourself a break? Tell yourself you're good. Like, sometimes back yourself. And I think that's so important in this life, to really just trust yourself and to be a cheerleader for yourself. And moreover, if you know that you can't do it, find a mentor. I think medical students sleep on mentorship so much. Mentorship is everything. There are so many things that I wouldn't be able to do if I didn't have my mentor, who's always speaking life to me, telling me the things that I can achieve, telling me the things that he sees in my future for me, things that I can't see for myself. He sees it for me. So if you know yourself that you're quite a pessimistic person, or that you struggle to lift yourself up, find someone that's going to help you do that. And it doesn't matter how you find that person, where you find that person. Like I said, my mentor isn't a doctor. They don't have to be in your field, but you've got to have someone that you can listen to, someone that speaks life into you, and preferably not your parents, not somebody that already loves you, because it's difficult to trust them, isn't it? 'Cause it's like, Mum, I know you love me, Mum. Like, it doesn't carry the same sort of weight. But I'm really pushing this campaign because I want to see more confident young medics who, feel like they belong, and they don't allow, the ups and downs, the turbulence of the journey to knock them off, because there's going to be turbulence in every journey. You know, you're studying something like medicine, it's difficult, and that's why we have so many specialties, because you're probably not going to be good at everything, and you don't know when you're going to land on the specialty that suits you, the thing that you're really good at. So but until you get there, you're going to have to go through everything, and you might find some of those things difficult, you might find them hard, but that doesn't mean that you're incapable. So what I really want people to understand is that difficulty or struggling in a certain area does not equal a lack of capability or a lack of capacity to do something. It just means, no, push harder. You will do it. Like, you got into medicine, you beat, you know, there were only for one places, there were 4 of you going for it. There's a reason that you got it. And even if you didn't get it, you might get it next year. You know, there are probably people watching who have been unsuccessful with applications. You're going to try again. Keep going, back yourself. I need more young people that really support themselves. And then, like I said, if you can't train yourself to do that on your own, find a mentor, get someone to do it for you, and carry yourself in that sort of manner. I see so many, when I'm on the wards, which I'm not as much anymore, of course, because I'm a dermatology doctor, but when I'd be on the wards, the medical wards, you see medical students and they're just so timid, and they're like, oh, do you mind teaching me for a second? I'm like, carry yourself with boldness, like lift up your head. You're not just a medical student. And that's something I hear people say all the time as well. Oh, I'm just a medical student. Like, no, you're a human being. Your name is Steve. My name is Steve. I'm the medical student. How can I help? Like, back yourself, walk with confidence, walk with assurance. And I know as well that helps when you're seeing patients as well. Patients want to see that you are confident, and they'll be more receptive to you if you don't look so timid. So something my mentor tells me all the time is that you're a global leader. So when you wake up in the morning, when you're going about your day, behave as if you're the leader of the WHO, which is probably one of the most prestigious positions within the Medicare world. That's how you need to see yourself. And of course, I'm not the leader of the WHO, but that doesn't stop me from carrying myself as if I am. It just makes me more confident and likable. And of course, that is not arrogance in any way, shape or form, but it's an assurance that any space that I'm in, I'm meant to be there. And I didn't get here by a fluke. I got here because I'm qualified, and I'm unapologetic about that. And it doesn't matter if people try and put me down or if I put down myself. The fact of the matter is, I'm here for a reason. I worked hard to get here, or you know, I'm managing to stay in this place because there's something that I'm contributing, there's something that I'm obviously doing right. And I just need a lot more students and healthcare professionals and even experienced professionals. You know, you might have been, maybe you're a consultant or whatever, sometimes you still feel like you need a bit of assurance. We need to start telling ourselves that more. And I really want to just see like a new generation of confident young professionals who can really just, you know, go about their day, not doubting themselves, not feeling like they're an imposter. Believe that you deserve to be where you are, because you do, otherwise you wouldn't be there. It's as simple as that. So if you're in a space, enjoy that time. Those of you who are still in university, enjoy it, because it goes so quickly. I spent 6 years in medical school, and sometimes I just feel like, how did it even go so fast? Like, how have I been a doctor for 7 years already? I sometimes wish I could go back. Enjoy the process, enjoy all the learning, all the ups and downs, all the life experiences that you gain. Just enjoy it and stop putting yourself down. If this is something that you struggle with and you want to chat to me about it, drop me a DM. I almost always reply. If I don't, message me again, because I probably didn't see it. But I'm always happy to hear from people. And yeah, let's just be a community of bold professionals who are unapologetically accomplished. Thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos as well.